Well, good morning again, class. I'm going to give you a brief overview on exercise 6 and using the student or a trial version of SPSS. Now, I cannot stress the importance to you of following the directions exactly as they're written, and it will work for you. Now, do keep in mind these instructions are geared and tailored specifically for the version of SPSS that we run in our computer lab, but be that as it may, it will still work just fine. If you're having the student version, oops, sorry about that. If you're using the student version, you need to open and get the data file. Now, I already have SPS open, and in an earlier video, I showed you how to access the exercise 6 data file. And here I have it all pulled up. Now, there are going to be some very interesting commands that you're going to use in SPSS. And we want to work with a few variables. Now, once again, you need to read this carefully. Under the statistics menu, you want to run select frequencies, and you want to summarize and run frequencies. In the student version of SPSS, you will go to Analyze and Descriptive Statistics to look for frequencies. Simply click on it, select the variables that you want to look at, and in this case, we'll say race. Actually, we'll say ID, we'll say race, and let me see, what were the other variables? I think it was rap, which is rap music, and I believe the other one was age category. Well, it's age category 3, but you're going to use, I'm just using age category 4 for right now, just to show you. And then you would just click OK. And as you can see, it ran frequencies really quick. You might not have seen that, and it's done it for you, and you just see a whole bunch of numbers. Doesn't make a whole lot of sense right now, but don't worry about it. It will shortly. Boop. Okay. So that's pretty much how you run and find frequencies. I'm sorry, just going through this a little weird. Okay. Recoding, and you're also going to do some recoding variables. You really need to do this step by step. So I went through frequencies with you. We're looking at bivariate analysis. You're going to need to do that. And you need to read carefully and look at the variables. Now, recording variables in the student version of SPSS, recoding variables comes under transform, where you want to recode into different variables. And in this example, you're going to use, you're going to recode rap 2. Well, actually, rap 2 is going to be the name of the new variable. So you want to look over here and you need to find rap, and you can just go through the variables. Okay, and there's rap. So you're just going to move it over to the output variable, and the instructions are basically the same, just as what you see in the book. Just follow along. And it's just in a different place, the pull down menu. So that's why I showed you where it was. And once again, recoding variables is under transform, recoding different variables. Frequency is under analyze, under descriptive statistics, and it would be there. So, for example, I'll give you a little brief overview on recoding variables. So once again, you go to transform, recode into different variables, look for the variable wrap, and here it is. And you want to, in the output variable, you want to recode it to wrap 2 as the name of the new variable are creating. And in the label box, we're going to change that to wrap collapse into collapse to 2 variables, 2 values. Collapse to, oh my goodness, I can't spell, 2 values. Okay. And then you're going to click change. Okay, that's done that. Now you want to click on old and new values for another dialog box will come up. So you could just type it, one by one and just keep moving, but you can use the range. And because if you look in the book, it'll tell you the range is basically any response that was labeled 1 through 3. The new value is going to be 1. And you really have to look in your book to see that this actually does make sense. And the other range is any variable that was entered as data in this particular category, where the range is 4, where it's number 4 or it's number 5, you're going to make it a new value 2. So then you'll add that there. So now, if somebody did not respond, and this is also in your book, if they didn't put an answer, or they put an answer that doesn't make any sense, or it doesn't work out with what you have here, you're going to use all other value, and anything other than 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, it's going to have a value of 8. And then you want to add that. Now, another thing you need to check is output variables have to be strings. And just do it. It'll be fine. You'll see why. It'll come up. And then you want to go ahead and click continue. Okay. It's that simple to recode your variables. Now, I don't want you to click on OK just yet. Go ahead and click on paste. And if you have the syntax and if you have paste, you'll see that it will show up here in the window, and this is exactly what it should say. And you do see this in the book. If you see this exactly in the book, the way it is here on your screen, then you did a good job. Okay. And what you can do, if you've got the syntax window, then you can just select all of this. And this works in a similar fashion with the SPS version that we have in a computer lab. So then you would just push run, and it would do its little thing. And now you have your values and your percentages and your category. Ooh, and it looks really cool. It's actually starting to look like something, isn't it? Okay. So now you need to go back, because you need to put labels on these, some more variable information. And in the data window, we want to go back to, we want to go back to wrap 2, and we want to add some values to this. So I'm going to double click on it, and it has values. Actually, sorry, I was working with this earlier. And the values are, if they said number 1, that means they like, if it was labeled number 1, it means they like rap music. If it was labeled number 2, they dislike rap music. And if it's labeled number 3, if anything else, it was missing. And basically, this is pretty self-explanatory. If the value was 1, then you put like rap music, so on and so forth. And you would click OK. But I've already got it done, so we'll just click OK. We'll get on out of there. So that's pretty much all it is to it in recoding. And you're actually going to have another set of another variable that you're going to have to recode. And those instructions are in the book. And I'm going to show you ever so briefly here in Analyze, in running your crosstabs. Okay, to run a crosstab, you basically select your variable that you want to use, and in this case, it's going to be wrap collapse the 2 values. It should be wrap 2, which is fine. And the age category, in your book, it says age category 4, which you will get. I'm just going through it briefly here for you. Now, make sure you go through and you check the statistics and the different menus. Sorry, not statistics, the cells, and you select observed, and you want to select column percentages. That is very, very, very important that you do that. Another quick, short, and easy thing in the book format, it's going to be in ascending. That's fine. That's the default. So that is pretty much all there is to it. And you can go ahead and click paste or run. Actually, I'm sorry. In this case, I'm going to go back and I'm going to run this crosstab so you'll see what your crosstabs look like. And since I already have it in there, I'm just going to click OK. And let's see. Go back here to your output window. And you see, see you have your crosstabs. Ta-da! Now, one more thing I'm going to do with crosstabs to show you is we want to control for race. And race is also the way you're inputting this data is you're going to have to put value labels on it where 1 is equal to white, 2 is equal to black, and 3 or 8, however it's listed in the book, would be other. So if I had these two variables and was using race as a control variable, I could just go ahead and click OK. And as you can see, it's now run another crosstab for me, which is age category by race with the different ages. And now you can see some percentages of the 18 to 29-year-olds, respondents who were white. They answered, they were 43%, and so on and so forth. This is super duper easy. And let me see a couple of other things. Oh, also in the book, go down a bit. Let me keep going. Sorry. When you turn in exercise 6. This is exercise 6, I believe. Actually, exercise 6.1, you need an APA style cover page. You need to create a bivariate table, bivariate hypothesis, multivariate table, or a hypothesis, bivariate discussion, multivariate discussion, and this can all be one page there. And then you're going to draw these charts, and you're just going to input the percentages based on the crosstabs that you produced with SPSS. This is so easy. SPSS is going to give you all the answers, and you just duplicate this chart, just draw it out on your paper, however works for you. And or you could actually write it by hand and scan it and attach it to your paper if that works for you, or just simply draw the boxes, draw the lines, and recreate the charts. So this is all it is to exercise 6 and 6.1 using SPSS, recoding data, running frequencies, super easy. So you shouldn't have any problems, but in case you do, go back and reread the instructions and or ask questions if you need to. So exercise 6, easy peasy. Thank you for watching and have a great day.